What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Game Freak. Today, this video is pretty much answering a question somebody asked me in one of my streams in the live chat. They know that I prefer PlayStation over Xbox. I always have to explain I have nothing against Xbox at all. Great system. I just prefer PlayStation because of the controllers. I know a lot of people like Xbox controllers. I just do not. I find more comfort with PlayStation controllers. So this person was asking me, what are 10 games that you recommend in the PlayStation realm? And by that, what he meant was PlayStation 1 through 5. 10 games that I would recommend to any person that loves PlayStation. So I said, I can't think of that right off the top of my head. You're going to have to give me a day or two and let me just absorb this because, there's so many games. So I ended up picking out 10 games that I think every PlayStation owner should own. Now, these games range from PlayStation 1 up to PlayStation 5, and these are in no particular order. And I can guarantee you guys all know what one of the games will be, but that's obvious. And to since this is just pretty much to answer a question, I'm not going to show like game footage of any of these games, but I will show you what game and tell you what game I am talking about. So the first game that I am going to bring up, and this is on the PlayStation 1, and this is just classic, and that is Tomb Raider. Now, I will say this right off the bat. It sucks going back and playing this game now. The original Tomb Raider, it sucks because of the tank controls. I know some people dig them. People are like, "Man, that's nostalgia right there, man. That brings back memories." Well, it doesn't for me. I love Tomb Raider. I think it's absolutely awesome, but this original version is just tough to go back and play. But you gotta have this in the collection, man. You gotta have it. I love the whole Tomb Raider series, and this is a definite must if you are a PlayStation fan. The next game is for the PlayStation 2, and I absolutely love this whole series as well, but I'm just going by the ones that are on the PS2 in this case, and that is God of War 2. This one blew the first one out of the water, and I love the first one, but God of War 2 is a must own. This game is fucking awesome. So we are going to stick to the PS2 here, and this is another one that I think is highly underrated, but I think everyone should play it. I love the Nintendo version of it, but I actually like the PS2 version better, and that is Rygar. If you've never played this version of Rygar, I highly recommend it. This game is awesome. All right, so this next one is also on the PS2, and I could go on forever. This is why it was so hard. PS2 has such a huge library, and there were so many good games for the PS2. But I decided, and this might shock some people, but I decided to go towards a sports game for this one. And I believe this is the best boxing game ever made, still. And I even have Undisputed, but I still think this is the best. And this is Fight Night 2004. This is the first Fight Night that was out. This game is still fun as hell to play. If even if you're not a boxing fan, you got to check this game out. It is so much fun. So now I'm going to jump to the PlayStation 3, which also has an amazing library. So this was really tough just to pick out 10 games out of 5 systems. And I'm talking just PlayStation 1 through 5. I'm not talking about PlayStation Vita or anything like that. Just the consoles. And this to me is a must. And that is God of War 3. Now, the really cool thing about this game is I'm a big Friday the 13th fan, and Sean Cunningham, the founder of Friday the 13th, he helped out with the gore and everything in this game. So there's tons of like really good kills and gore. And it's Kratos, man. It's a pissed off guy, Kratos. This is so much fun. If you've never played God of War 3, get your hands on it, man. It is freaking awesome. And sticking to the PS3, this is another one of my favorite series of all time. This was a tough one to even pick out because I love all the games. There might be like one or two shitty ones, I think, like on like Virtual Boy and stuff like that. But for the PS3, this game is badass, and that is Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, this game, holy crap, Guns of the Patriots. This has like some of the longest cutscenes ever. So if you're an impatient person, it might not be the game for you, but like the story behind this game and the gameplay and everything was like revolutionary for its time. And this game is still fun to go back and play. It's a big challenge. It's a long game, pretty much a movie, but this game is badass. So definitely recommend Metal Gear Solid 4. If it's not in your collection, go get it. Okay, so I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to pick one more game from the PS3, and this was tough because there's three of these on the PS3, but I picked my favorite one out of the three. Love the whole series, but this is definitely my favorite of those three, and that is Uncharted 2. This game is phenomenal. Nathan Drake's just an awesome character. Uh, just the stuff that he says to women, he's kind of like a Casanova and stuff. It's hilarious. Just the little smart ass remarks that he makes. And then the different conversations he has with Sully, his partner in crime. This game is amazing. So if you've never played Uncharted 2, you need to play it and you need to add this to your collection. Uncharted 2 is phenomenal. So moving on to the PS4. I've already mentioned one of these games previously on this list, but this was a revamp, and this is God of War. This won the Game of the Year in 2018, and for good reasons. This is a phenomenal game. I do not think it should have beat out another game that's coming up, but this game is absolutely amazing. It is a different take on everything. I mean, it's still God of War, but it's an older Kratos. Now he has a full beard and his kid is with him. And it makes for good conversation because there's constant conversing going on between the two. And instead of Greek mythology, they move into Norse mythology. And I'm huge into Norse mythology. I love like studying Vikings and stuff like that. So this game really resonated with me, and I wasn't real sure with a new voice actor for Kratos, but it worked out. It worked out really good. This game is absolutely amazing. You gotta check it out if you haven't, especially if you're a God of War fan. The next game is also on the PS4, and this game is an absolute masterpiece. I remember coming home from work because I worked second shift at the time, and this game was delivered to me on release day back when I still pre-ordered, and that is Uncharted 4. This was just an absolute amazing game. The only bad thing I can say about this is I wish it was a little bit longer of a game, but the story, the graphics, the gameplay, everything is just top notch with this game. This is an absolute masterpiece. You need to have this in your collection. And the final game is also on PS4. Now you might be wondering where the hell's the PS5 games? That's how many good games there were before PS5. I love my PS5. It's still my favorite console like ever. But it most comes in handy for like PS4 games that had a lot of loading and stuff. Now, this game didn't have a lot of loading, but everyone probably already knows what the game you have to have. It's the best game ever made, and this came out in 2018, and somehow the amazing God of War beat this game. I don't know how. Nothing against God of War. It was an excellent game. Obviously, it's on my list of must owns. But that is Red Dead Redemption 2. This game is just phenomenal. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail on this because I've already made a video on this. You should probably go check it out if you want to know more about Red Dead Redemption 2 and what I think of it. Nothing has beat this game since it's been released. Nothing has even came close before or after this game was released. This is a must. If you own a PS4 or a PS5, get this game right now. Now, so I don't get stoned for leaving out some pretty obvious games that should have been on that top 10 to some people, I am going to share about 7 more games that I believe that you should own if you are a PlayStation fan, and that is Days Gone. I did hear that this game sucked when it first came out. Luckily, I bought this after all the bugs were fixed and everything. I had a blast playing this, so I do recommend Days Gone. And of course, the very popular The Last of Us. This game is absolutely phenomenal. This should definitely be in your collection as well. Another PS4 game would be my favorite in the series, actually, and that is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. This game is just awesome. I have a blast playing this game. I can go back and play that over and over again. And the final PS4 game would be Horizon Zero Dawn. This is another game I just kind of bought off the whim. I thought it looked pretty cool, and then I played it, and I was like, "Wow, man, why didn't I get this when it first came out?" As you can see, I got it when it was hits. I got this thing real cheap at GameStop. I think like $10 or something like that. So I loved that game so much. I ended up getting Horizon Forbidden West for the PS5. This is another excellent game. That's just a really cool series. So if you've never played them, I'd recommend that series. A lot of fun. Then of course, God of War Ragnarok on the PS5. This is another masterpiece. It's God of War. They always seem to Santa Monica does just an amazing job when it comes to this series. And then the one that I've never heard of, but then I bought just because I'm a sucker for flying shooters. This is also for the PS5, and it is called Everspace. This game is just badass. It's hard, and it's very challenging. Very challenging. You might want to rage quit a few times, but after you get the controls down and everything, it's a really fun game. It's not like any other flying shooter that you've ever played. There's actually a story to this, and the map is just gigantic. You go to different like galaxies and shit like that. It's just a lot of fun. So definitely recommend that game as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the 10 games that I think that you must own. I'm sure I left some out. I would love to know what you guys think, what games I should have included in this 10. 10 is just a hard one to, it's hard to break it down into 10 games. PlayStation has so many good games, but I would love to know your recommendations. Maybe there's games that I've never played before. I'm always up for checking out new games. So please, by all means, let me know in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on all of this as well. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you are a content creator, don't forget to type in that word content in the comment section. We have something on this channel that I like to call the GameFreak Army, and if we see the word content, we go to your channel and we will subscribe to you. It doesn't matter if you're a gaming channel or not, any kind of channel, we will subscribe to you because that's what we do. We want to help each other out, help each other's channels grow. This isn't a popularity contest. No one's trying to be king of YouTube or anything like that. It's all about just having a good time and helping each other out. So feel free to type in that word content in the comment section. And once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. And until the next one, game on, everybody.